Okay, hello, hello. How are you? Oh God, my messy desk. Sorry about that. I don't like any distractions in the background. All right, how are you? Happy Friday, everyone. Right? What do we say? I feel good. Oh, I feel so good. Oh, start your day out with that. And it's hard to feel bad when you tell yourself you feel good, right? That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, here we are. It's Friday. We're going to talk about how you can, how you can make the most out of getting things done. Okay. All right. Now, a lot of us have been involved in the Get It Done workshop this week or this month. And it's a lot of content, isn't it? It's overwhelming amount of content to learn. And I'll give you a few tricks of the trade that I've learned after taking multiple courses in my career. You know what I mean? And how I make my way through the things. Okay. Hello, everyone. If you're joining me, please say hello in the comments. Let me know who you are and say hello. I appreciate it. It makes this a lot more fun. Okay, now, number one, don't try to you're not at anyone else's pace but your own. That's first and foremost. Okay, so don't let this overwhelm you when you're taking on a new project. Okay, and this is like a new project. If you are probably getting yourself exposed to so much stuff that you probably never even thought about before, and it's like eye-opening, and it's like very exciting, and okay, I can do this, I can do that. You probably want to go in a million different directions. We call that the shiny object syndrome. So I want you to first and foremost just calm yourself and know that you can get through this content and you can do it. Now, if you need help, I've always said, of course, if you need help, absolutely, I offer one-on-one coaching. So you're never going to be alone if you need help. No contract. If you feel like, okay, I just need 30, 60, 90 days worth of help, jump on board, get it done. Okay. But if you're a DIYer, right? If you like to do things on your own and you're pretty scrappy and you can get through it, these are some things that I do. All right. Set aside some time in the morning, all right, before everything goes haywire in your day. Set aside an hour or two. Hey, Kelly, how are you? All right, good. Set aside an hour or two. Two seems like a lot unless you're getting up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? By the time you start your day. But just set aside some coffee time and get through the content and take an initial set of notes. Now, I'm going to tell you, I probably cheat a little bit. Kelly cheats too. We have two screens on our computer, and that's not hard to do. So if you got a computer guru and you'd like to explore what that can do for your productivity, set up two screens on your computer. That allows you to work on one and have another screen up with the information that you're trying to copy. Okay. So step by step, typically I will go through the content, right? And I will watch it and I will try and mirror it on my other screen. Okay. Now, if you don't have two screens, I think you can figure out how to split screen, right? With two different split screens. You should be able to do that. And I'm sorry if this is a little out focused. It feels out focused to me. That'll give you two things to look at is what you're hoping to do. Okay. Now you will have all of the replays available to you in your vault that you can go back to anytime and watch. And then if it sparks more questions for you, just drop them in the group. We'll get your answers, right? But know that if you need some additional help, I've got it available for you. I'm not just going to leave you hanging. Okay. All right. Now, one of the things we actually started in the Get It done workshop with the hardest thing first, the Facebook targeted ads, which is really the last thing that I want anybody to do. Okay. So please don't jump out there and start throwing out a bunch of ads. I don't want anybody wasting their money. Okay. Because if you don't have your business settings set up, and if you don't have all of your verifications done correctly with Facebook, you really will just be throwing money out the wind. Okay. So the better part to start with is what we've been working on this week. Groups, right? It's all organic. There's no cost involved. Once you get this infrastructure set up, then you've got some substance that you can start working with for your business, right? You've got other things that we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks that also would be more important to implement before you start running ads, okay? Unless you're going to do the one to the group. That one's very specific. That's one that we worked on, yesterday, where we created an ad to drive traffic into our groups, okay? Awesome stuff, wasn't it? Right? Okay, so these are some of the things that I do, that have done in the past, but setting aside the time, the hour of the day in the morning for you to refresh and relook at that content is important. And I'll tell you, one of the books that I've read, I'm sure you've probably heard of it, but if you haven't read the book Atomic Habits yet by James Clear, oh my God, that is the book that you need, okay? Because it's like the Bible to me. Atomic Habits, okay? That's really, really what it boils down to. And that concept really isn't unique or new, right? I'm sure you've probably heard of the book Eat That Frog, right? That's another great book. I mean, all of these concepts will tell you, break it down into smaller daily tasks. Focus on one thing at a time, all right? Do not get overwhelmed. Don't try to do all things, right? Because your business, you may not need or want all these things for your business, although I can't imagine why. But anyway, you know what I mean? This is a basic starter level marketing. This is the very minimum considered necessary, in my opinion, for the basis of an independent brokerage or a top producer. All of these things are taught in all of the systems, the Ninja system, the Keller Williams, Gary Keller's book, Millionaire Agent, 7 Levels of Communication. These are all great books, but if you've paid attention, they all have the same concepts, right? And what is it? Handwritten correspondence, email correspondence, phone calls, relationships. You know what I mean? These are all basic things. And then, of course, you can expand into any kind of marketing you want to talk about, right? I love marketing books. Lots of good marketing books out there too. Books that help you, that will drill down to what your avatar is, who you actually sell to, and with using tools like I've showed you this week for creating copy and creating graphics. You want to be very specific to resonate with your avatar, okay? So that's a lot of what's going on in the background too, okay? Yeah, and then so, it's a lot to take in, isn't it? It really, really is. But when you're in a course, and I don't care if it's your, you could be taking a course to get your broker license, Don't underestimate that course. Do not underestimate that course, okay? Even if it's that, you still need to etch out that hour in the morning, okay? That hour in the morning where your mind is clear, that's where you'll get your best work done, Okay. And I'm just going to throw a few little hints out for those, if anybody's catching this in replay. If you're taking your test or studying for your broker test or about to study for your broker test, I know we got a few ladies in here that are just on the path, and they are on fire, and they're going to get their licenses probably by the end of this year, and they are off to the races after that happens. But don't underestimate that broker course and the test. And I strongly recommend, if you can take a physical course and go to a class, do that versus trying to learn something online. Okay? It's difficult to learn online when you don't have someone to collaborate with. See, when you're in a physical class, you learn from the stories that the instructor tells, right? You learn from the conversations that are started with the students. You know, you will learn and absorb more if you're around other people in a classroom versus attempting to, try and learn it online. Okay. That's why I teach specifically live. Okay. And I like one-on-one. Okay. You can't find an online class anywhere. Okay. Day classes are limited and I'm searching though. Oh, good, Kelly. Good. Kelly needs to jump on that bandwagon too. I can't wait. Kelly runs, for those of you who don't know Kelly, she actually runs 2 brokerages. So she needs to get her broker license so she can put her request in for partnership, right? Anyway, there we go. I mean, I just wanted to kind of just give you a little bit of reassurance for those that are in the Get It Done workshop, that I'm dumping a lot of content onto you, a lot of information, and you've got the replays. You'll always have the replays. Just watch them once or twice. Every time you see them, every time you watch them, you'll pick up another little nugget, and that's how you just kind of make your way through it, one nugget at a time, right? I'm going to have some checklists, hopefully, and stuff prepared for last week and this week. So I like cheat sheets. I haven't had an opportunity to really dive deep into creation yet, because I totally manifested this. And I love that everybody jumped in, and, I love teaching this stuff. So here we go. We're having a good time over there. And every day, we're exploring different avenues and different things that, everyone needs to really focus on, because I'm telling you, you've got a finite amount of time left to be able to solidify your business and your business relationships. I don't want to sound like, some Chicken Little or anything, but you feel this already happening in the market. You feel this shift. Some of you have been here before and you know what it's going to take, right? But a lot of you have never been here before in this economy, in this market, right? You have never experienced this kind of a shift. And I want you to stop and I want you to think about how you really want to feel about this business in 2 years, okay? How do you really want to feel about this? Do you want to have joy, right? Do you want to have pleasure in the business that you're doing and the people that you're helping? Or do you want to be struggling because you can't get your foot on the ground because it's not the market that it was, right? It's never going to be the market that it was. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. The agents that we work with are going to be very prepared for the next couple of years, because we have analyzed and painstakingly scrutinized every opportunity in their markets. And we we are drilling down to the most cost-effective stake in the ground marketing that is going to get you through the recession. Now, it's nice to talk about throwing elaborate events and, very extensive direct mail marketing campaigns. These are all layers of your business that absolutely, in good times, will definitely make you flourish even more. But when the crowd starts thinning out, you have to really scrutinize what's important, what's going to keep you there, what's going to keep you in their life, what's going to keep them in your life, and get you through this, because everything's only temporary. It's only temporary, okay? Yes. Do you remember, Kelly? March of 2020? Do you remember that day? We probably went live that day when Trump was on the phone shutting everything down. We had that conversation, didn't we? I told you, this isn't going to go away in 4 weeks. This isn't going to go away in 2 weeks. And the economy does not turn around on a dime. It does not. It takes them 6 months to even figure out they're in a recession. Okay? This is a process that's going to take, it's got to shift. It's got to shift an entire country's economy. All right? So I want you to be prepared for the next 24 months. All right? And you can only do that by diversification. Okay? You can only be totally prepared for a recession by diversifying now. Okay? And if you're still an agent, your first diversification is to get a broker license. Give yourself a promotion. It's not like you need anyone's permission. Okay? You don't need anyone's permission to get your broker license. You need to do that on your own accord. You need to have the vision of what's coming in the next 2 to 5 years. And if you have never been here before, you don't have that vision. I'll share mine with you. Okay? All right? Yeah. It's a buckle up and get ready moment. It was definitely. Lots of things cause housing recessions, not just pandemics. Lots of things. You have to be attuned to what's happening in the economy and what's happening in the industry and the changes that are coming about. And there are lots of changes that are coming about, aren't there? All right. Okay. So I hope that I have inspired you to get your broker license if you haven't thought about it before. And if you feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? If you think that you can sit here and just post on your personal newsfeed and get by, let's chat. Let me show you what's possible, right? Let me show you what's possible. And once this is all in place for you, I promise you're going to be sitting pretty. You're going to be sitting pretty. You really will. Okay? All right. Anything else? Anything else to add? Anybody else going to jump in? Anybody need anything? Get through the content at your own pace. Do not feel overwhelmed, right? And don't start with the hardest thing. Don't start with the Facebook ads. Start with the Facebook groups, okay? Focus on what we just did this week. It was easy peasy. And you can really create a whole network with what we did this week, okay? If you're a new agent, that's it. That's all you got to do when you're breaking into a new market, right? You saw that happen. Okay? All right. You guys have a good weekend. I will see everyone who is at the Get It Done workshop today at 3 p.m. Okay? Bye-bye.